1 year ago today, I had my last sip of alcohol. And I wish I had some crazy story to tell you about how I woke up married in Vegas with a tiger next to me. But really what it came down to was it was negatively affecting my gym progress, my bank account, and most importantly, my mental health. I started to realize, hey, I really don't like doing this anymore. Maybe I should quit. When I was growing up, I swore up and down that I would never drink alcohol because I was raised by alcoholics. I grew up around alcohol and I just had very bad experiences with it, so I just never wanted to try it. But never say never, because once I got into college, like most college kids do, I got curious, so I gave it a try. And I had my fair share of fun in college. Oh yes, I did. But once I graduated, I was pretty much over it, or so I thought, because once I moved to LA, I started getting really heavy into the rave scene, which was a lot of partying. So I was going out to these festivals and partying pretty much every weekend for about 2 years. I had a lot of fun for the first year, but then the second year I started noticing more and more negative side effects, and I just started to like it less and less. I realized I just wasn't having fun anymore, and that was the whole reason I started in the first place, because it looked so fun. And then it dawned on me, the whole reason I started doing this was to have fun. If it's not fulfilling that one sole purpose, then why the fuck do I keep doing this?
And will I ever go back? Well, we can discuss that at the end of the video, but first, let's talk about what happened in the first 1 to 4 months of me quitting alcohol.
What I immediately noticed in the first month was that I felt left out a lot. Way more than I expected to. I knew I was gonna feel like an outcast some of the time, but it was a lot, which I did learn to overcome. I'll talk about that when we get more towards month 4. It was something that was pretty hard. I actually still deal with that, but I also just keep reminding myself when I feel left out, or I feel like if I drank right now, I'd feel so much more connected to people, or I'd feel so much more like I can just be free or just be crazy. Because when you're drunk, you just feel like you can do anything. Your critical thinking skills go out the window. For me, I have a lot of social anxiety, so I did use it to cope with that a lot, which I'll talk about later. It took a toll on me. I started to feel like I couldn't really go out, and once I realized that I can still have fun without drinking, I can still be myself, and I can still socialize, I can overcome this social anxiety without having to rely on this crutch. I always remind myself, I'm doing this for me. I know exactly what I want. Sacrificing something that I want for myself just so I can feel more connected or just to fit in with people is so not worth it, and that's just a really slippery slope of losing yourself and people pleasing. So I'm proud to say that it doesn't bother me nearly as much as it did the first few months. It's okay to live a life that others don't understand. The silver lining of feeling left out, though, is I think it's human nature to want to fit in. We want to feel like we're part of the tribe, and we don't want to feel isolated. But the positive is that you learn to overcome people pleasing as well, because that's something I also struggle with. But when you learn how to say no and establish your boundaries, it feels really good. And this is another thing that happened within the first month. I realized people are going to assume that I'm judging them just because they're drinking alcohol, and I'm not. It's usually, ironically, the opposite. I feel like people are judging me. I've had people tell me before, oh, you think you're better than me because you don't drink? And I'm like, I never said that. I just had to learn to not take it personally. And another thing I hear a lot is people will tell me I'm no fun. They're like, oh, you don't drink? You're no fun. And I'm like, hold the phone, mister. I can have fun without drinking alcohol, but you need this to have fun. So who's really the not fun person here? And just keep that in mind if you ever feel like you kind of want to quit something but you're scared people are going to throw that at you. Remember that, because that has helped me so much. I live in LA, and the drinks here, they are not cheap. Oh no, they are not cheap. Sometimes drinks can be as expensive as $20. And like I said, I used to go out every weekend, so I would usually have about 3 drinks every time I went out, and sometimes I would go out 2 days in a row. So let's do some math here, shall we? The average price per drink when I would go out would be about $16. And if I would have 3 drinks 2 times a week, that's 6 drinks a week, 16 times 6, that comes out to about $400 per month, which ends up being $4,600 per year. I don't know about you, but if there was some subscription or something that I had to pay for by year, a gym membership even, if it was $4,600 a year, you bet your ass I would not pay that. So it's so crazy that once you realize how much money you're actually spending, any other thing, if you could see the total, you would be like, oh my god, no, I'm not gonna spend that money. That's absurd. It makes you reevaluate. So yeah, now I'm saving about $4,600 per year, about an extra $400 per month. That feels so good to say out loud. Like, oh my god, that just feels like a warm hug, man. But just knowing that I'm doing that for myself feels like an act of self-love. Now I can spend money getting extra treats
for Suki dog. Isn't that right, Suki?
I also quickly learned how much my sleep would improve. Holy freaking cow. I sleep so much better now. Alcohol masks a lot of things. One of those things being the feeling of being tired. When you don't feel tired, you're just gonna stay up all night. You don't even realize how tired your body actually is and how much it really needs rest. I'm just able to sleep like a freaking baby now, and it's the best thing ever. I don't care. I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock, sometimes even 8 o'clock. Everybody knows, or maybe they act like they don't know, but y'all do really know how important sleep is, and it has so many benefits. Look at all these benefits that sleep has. I also never have hangovers. And I once heard this quote, the feeling of not being hungover is so much better than the feeling of being drunk. And that is 100% true, my friends. Oh my gosh, I remember I would wake up feeling so hungover, couldn't do anything for the next 1 to 3 days, but lay in bed, order DoorDash, and just be a lazy piece of shit. That's how I felt. I felt like a lazy piece of shit. It really took a toll on my self-esteem and my mental health, and we've all done stupid things when we drink. Who here has done something stupid when they drink? If you didn't raise your hand, you are lying, because like I said earlier, drinking really skews your critical thinking skills, so you just do dumb shit. The next day, the next few days, thinking about all the dumb shit I did and how I was embarrassed, it just really started to crumble my confidence, and I just started to kind of not like myself as much.
And now let's talk about what happened in months 4 through 8.
My gym progress ever since I quit has skyrocketed. I remember failing the same PR on bench press specifically again and again and again. It was really, really disheartening, really discouraging, a little bit depressing, if you will. I was so sick of not seeing the progress that I knew I could have seen had it not been for the alcohol. I definitely noticed a huge change in my physique. Anything that had to do with the gym, I got stronger. I would much rather look and feel better than continue to drink alcohol.
Another thing was that I learned about mocktails and sparkling grape juice, which is basically wine without alcohol in it. It tastes like wine. It is actually so good, and it gives you that placebo effect, like,
ooh, am I feeling something? Is this fake wine doing something to me? What?
But you know, obviously it's actually not. So it's nice to be able to sort of have that feeling of whoa without the negative side effects that alcohol will give you. I feel like I can still go out and be part of the gang without having to participate in activities that I don't want to participate in.
One of the most exciting things that happened, which I knew this would happen, but it was just so exciting to see it actually come to fruition, was my productivity increased at least 10 times. At least. No hangovers, getting a full night's rest, my mental health not being crippled by the alcohol. It has helped me so much with productivity. And if you know me, I love working. I love being productive. I love getting things done. I am a very ambitious person. So when I don't feel like I'm getting things done, it takes a toll on my mental health, man. It has just been so nice having the time back that was stolen from me when I was out partying every single weekend. It just wasn't a balance. I thought I had a balance, but I didn't. That in itself, that one benefit, is enough to make me quit forever. From months 8 to 12, 8 to right now, I have learned so much that I didn't expect. The first thing is I expected to miss it like crazy. I loved going out before. I loved partying, but like I said earlier, it started to not become fun to me. But I still wonder, what if I say I want to quit and I can't stick to it because I start to miss it? But nope, that has not happened at all. I don't miss alcohol. There are times every now and again when I'm out with people and I see them having fun and I think, oh, maybe it would be fun, but I remind myself that not everybody has the same lifestyle. Not everybody has the same reaction to things. My reaction to alcohol is not fun anymore. It is chaos in my brain, and I just can't do that to myself anymore. That has been amazing, not missing it. And another reason I really don't miss it is because I was just doing it to have a good time, and when I realized that I can have a good time without it, why the heck would I need it? And this is the most important part, maybe of the whole video, is that my mental health has gotten so much better since I stopped drinking alcohol and since I stopped going out every weekend. Because if you've been around the channel for a while, you know I'm very, very open about my mental health, and I used to go through it, man. I used to have really, really bad anxiety, and I still do have anxiety, but it's not nearly as much as it was, because before, when I would drink, I would be drunk, skewed my perception on things. Like, I would see something and be like, is that person doing this? Is this what's happening here? I would get really upset or anxious, or I would just feel scared for no reason. Then I started to question myself. Like, it made me really question what's real and what's not. And I started to not trust myself as much, which is terrible. My self-trust has gone up. My mental health has gone up. Everything has gone up. It is beautiful. Everything positive has gone up. I just feel more like myself. I feel more free.
Now the question you've all been waiting for me to answer, will I ever go back?
as of right now, I can say I have no interest in ever drinking alcohol again. Obviously, I used to say that when I was a kid and then I ended up drinking alcohol, you know, like I said, never say never. But I have no interest in going back to it as of right now. I'm very, very happy with my decision. That's that, baby. That is what has happened from me quitting alcohol for an entire year. It feels so exciting to say that. Oh my god, it kind of makes me want to cry because I didn't expect to get emotional, but it's really touching because there was a point in my life where I depended on it so much. Like I said earlier, I used it to mask so many things. A lot of alcohol for me was just numbing and feeling like I could feel comfortable and feel free. It's so funny how it actually did so much of the opposite because I wasn't free. I was the opposite of free. I was in the hands of alcohol. Like alcohol had me at its clutch and I was the one that had to decide this isn't gonna hold on to me anymore. I need it to free me so that I can learn how to deal with this shit. It can feel so impossible to feel like you can't face these issues on your own and like you need some sort of crutch. And I totally am the first person to get that. I was raised seeing that my whole life. Once you finally make the decision to say, I'm gonna be strong, I'm gonna be brave, and I'm just gonna face this shit head on, no band-aids, nothing, no mask, I'm just gonna face this shit. It's the most beautiful and freeing thing ever, and I feel more free than I ever have. And finally, I'm able to actually overcome my social anxiety and just general anxiety because I'm not putting a band-aid on it anymore. If you would have asked me a little over a year ago if I would ever be able to do this, I would have said no. I would have said hell no. The fact that I faced that and I have overcome that is the best feeling in the whole world. If anybody out there can relate to this, or if any of this resonated with you and you feel like you want to quit, or even if you just want to cut back, I really hope that seeing that I could do it inspires you to see that you can do it too. I know what it feels like to feel stuck and feel like this is just how your life is gonna be, but I promise you, you can overcome it and you will. And I just really hope that this video could help you start to see. I'm gonna link some resources below if you're not sure how to start or you're not sure where to go from here, but you really do want to make a change. I'm just sending so much love to everybody out there. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for everyone that has supported me on this journey. I just really appreciate all the love and support from y'all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to join the Swole Squad. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good ass day.
How to get my weight up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Weight in the cake up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Turn up in the gym, know I'm calling Mama Swole. Bad little shorty and you know I'm on a roll.
Press like an empress, no one to impress with. Find me on the guest list. Got that Louis V necklace. Subscribe to the Mama Swole channel. Even if your name is random. Got it lit like a candle. Catch me swerving in the Lambo.